Hey everybody, it's Paul and Ray with the No Color Thick Skin podcast. We are so excited to be back with you again. Once again, recording another awesome episode. And today we've got episode 23. Come on, guys. We're so excited to have you here.
Jordan?
Michael,
23, Michael, Chicago Bulls.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that.
One of the greatest
That's
basketball players.
No coincidence, because today is a big day for us. We got some pretty cool stuff to talk about and some cool things going on. But as always, let's check in with each other. How you been doing, Ray? How was your week?
Yeah, we're just gonna get to it. Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. And I'm not saying it to be facetious, guys. Like, this probably is gonna be a whirlwind of emotions and ups and downs, because it was tough, and we keep it real here, right?
Yeah.
Your boy caught the flu last week, I believe, and it was terrible, people. Like, I had COVID when the OG COVID happened, and it was a tough time for me. Just the pains and the uncertainty during that time were tough, but we made it through. Had some residual effects of it, but fully fine. I thought maybe in recent years that I had the flu. Nah. No. You cannot self-diagnose yourself to say that you have the flu unless you have the flu for sure. And when I tell you that flu A that I had, it had me down, man, like to where the body aches that I was feeling felt like I was honestly about to check out of here. Like last Wednesday, I just couldn't move. My back felt like it was broken in two. The chills, I think I had 104 something fever, I know, at the doctor's office. But the chills, the craziness with the chills, where you just layered up, got two heaters blowing on you, and you're still cold, and then you start to feel internally cold. That's when I got freaked out, when I started to feel cold inside. That's a whole nother level of cold right there. So not my fingertips, not my arms, not my feet. Like, those are cold. But when you start to feel cold, in your chest, like in your stomach, like in that area, it's like, okay, things are shutting down, it feels like.
And you got freezer burn on your insides.
They finna start playing I Can Only Imagine in a couple of weeks, because they gonna have your boy laid out. That's what I really felt. But shout out to my doctor, shout out to the nurses, even though I'm not going to say what, but they possibly violated some of those HIPPO laws. I know it's HIPAA, but we just say HIPPO because it's something funny. But violate them HIPPO laws, and that's when you know it's real, when people are like, hey, we haven't heard from him. Can such and such reach out to such and such to see? So, it was a real deal for me. But like I said, just getting back from being sick, and I talked to you about this, and I'm kind of mad at you that you didn't talk to me about that when you're sick. And getting from being sick to just getting to your baseline, I'm mad that you didn't tell me that just not being sick to get into your baseline. That's an important process also. I'm always like, hey, I was sick, I'm not as sick. We need to just jump back in and get on that horse and ride it.
Yeah. And
I tried to get on that horse and ride it, and that horse, it kind of bucked me again, and I actually fell again, unfortunately. So that's something that is huge. You should have, inconsiderate doctor who's not practicing, but is practicing, but not.
Homeopathic.
Rub some tussin, and so it was very important for me to just regain my strength and try to find like that baseline again, which I never put a lot of stock or energy into that portion of it, but that was important for me. And you were like, yeah, like even you can have a whirlwind of change to where if you eat clean, you eat right, you get your vitamins, you get your meds in, to where you actually feel better than you did before you were sick, because you went through that tough time, got back to your baseline. At that baseline level, you were giving yourself great things to consume, and then you're even better, right? So
100%.
I'm not trying to speak for you. I know you were spitting that hot fire to me early and you made me feel good, but I'm sorry for taking your thunder if you were going to say that.
No,
but,
yeah.
you know, that was very important. So getting back to my baseline, I'm happy I'm better. Shout out to my team who I work with. They, you know, Chad, man, I love you, bruh. I know it was a lot on your plate. I mean, not just myself was out. Like I said, I'm not going to go into deep, but we had a few people that were out. And, man, you stepped up, and I love you for that. I've always admired you, but I just want to say, like, I appreciate you, and I know the whole team appreciates you as well. But, you know, other than that, also, unfortunately, I feel like I'm taking up so much time, man. But
you're good.
There's just so much going on. But unfortunately, I also had, you know, two people very close to me pass away. I had my aunt down in Florida who passed away, and my godmother passed away as well. So having to navigate that, man, when people who you love pass away, and you know, you want to be there to help and you want to assist, but you also don't want to step on toes and make the other people in the funeral profession. I never want to make them feel as if I'm overstepping or I'm getting in their way of serving, you know? And so I always try to take the back seat. That's just who I don't want to say the back seat, but I always try to just not be in the way unless I'm asked.
Yeah, you're like a supporting role.
I'm just here. Like, hey, man, I'm here. Do your thing, man. Like, peace, love, blessings. Like, do your thing. But I never like to just interject myself and just be like, oh, we need to do this and need to go down. But no, like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I know certain people like to do certain things certain ways, as long as the respect there, all that. So, you know, you know, you and I, we had a conversation. We were able to move some things. I'm going to get a flight here this evening, get down, spend time with the fam. I can make the service and just do like a turnaround trip, get back here so I can be with the kids for the weekend as well. And with my godmother, her services will be, I believe next weekend or something. But hopefully I'll be able to move a few things around to go there for her service as well. But for sure I'll be down there in Florida with my family this weekend. And, you know, on a positive note, because I want to just bring the room up a little bit. I did a 4-day fast the week right before I got sick. So that probably could help me out. So that was probably something that was a positive. So that was a good feeling. And there was this little magazine that is in the state of Tejas, I believe. It's a state, one of the so there's the United States of America, and then there's these places. So I think it's 50. So it's 50 states, and then Texas is, I think it's one of the larger states known around. I think maybe, I know we live here, we live in Texas, but there's a magazine that's in Texas that is the largest state. One of the largest states. Which there's a organization that has a magazine that is for funeral professionals, and I've been sitting on this for a little while, and the magazine did an article on you, boy, and I got an interview, and I was able to be me. I was able to answer the questions the way I wanted to answer them, in a way that wasn't cookie cutter. This is Ray. So if you ask me about carpet, I'm going to talk about carpet the way I talk about carpet, not the way that people speak of carpet. I'm going to speak about carpet the way I want to speak about carpet. And I want the inflections to be where I speak about it, not how you think grammatically they're supposed to be.
I could tell that was pretty cool.
So, but you could feel it when you read it, when I gave you, because side note, I gave you something so that you can have in commemoration, because I kind of spoke of you in the article. Long story less long, I love you and I care about you, and you know, you're on this. Don't touch me. We're on this journey together. Like, so I wanted you to be a part of, and I gave you a copy. So hopefully you didn't throw it away just yet, and it's somewhere safe. But that's neither here nor there. Anywho, when I'm glad that they were able to just allow me to be me. So there was a magazine that went out, like I said, so I had an article in that, and that was just a good feeling. So that was, all of the hard work and, dedication I've given to this profession, and the long days, long nights that I rip and run up and down these highways here. It was nice to be acknowledged. Not necessarily I need that, but it was nice to be acknowledged for giving 110 every day when I wake up, and having, your peers see that and congratulate you, man. That was a great feeling. So that was,
it's a big deal.
Long stories, less long. That was a great part of, the past week or so that I was going through, man. So I'm sorry that is the end of the 23rd episode of the No Color Thick Skin podcast. We appreciate you guys for being here. And so thank you, man, for allowing me to, just share that with everybody. And thank you for, checking up on me also when I wasn't feeling so great, man. It was good to get, and it's always good to get messages from you, but you kept it, Paul, and I appreciated it, man. So other than that, tell me about your life, Paul. What's been going on with you, man? I'm done.
Hey, you're good, man.
Thanks.
You're good. So you did give me a magazine, and what's the name of it? Mortuary Weekly?
Some funerals, maybe something. Texas Monthly. It's called Texas Monthly.
Texas Monthly.
But like I said, it's just a funeral.
But it's a funeral director
magazine that's for, yeah.
It is really cool, and the write-up was exceptional. You could tell Ray had like very almost all control, if not all control, of what was written about him.
Almost out of there.
Yeah, 100% control of what was written. It was awesome. It was really good.
I like the end.
Reading it sounded like Ray was talking to you. It was pretty cool. It's amazing.
Thank you, man.
And it is in a safe spot. And the pictures. Part of the reason why you get a magazine is because you get pictures. I think. And a decent story or whatever it is. And this write-up was sweet, but the pictures were awesome.
Top tier.
Pictures were great.
Shout out to my sister. Say, you're a genius.
Incredible.
Man. You're a genius.
Incredible.
Like,
really.
That's it. So.
And but as far as my week goes, I've been getting ready for going on vacation.
What?
And so, yeah, I finally get to do that.
Vacation?
And so,
what is that?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. So we're going to go to Colorado.
Is that one of the how many states? So United States of America. It's one of the what is it?
50 states.
50. Okay. So and then where's that? Where's the Colorado?
So you got Colorado, which is right above Texas. So you've got Texas, Oklahoma, and then Colorado's to the left. If you're looking at a map, y'all know what I'm talking about.
My left, you're the other left.
Yeah. So we're going north up into a higher elevation. So there's mountains and there's
just a lot of big words. Just all right. What are you going to do when you go to this area?
Well, so we've gone up there, and you know what a snowmobile is, right?
Yeah.
So we go up there and we get a guided tour. Sometimes we go on a guided tour up a mountain on snowmobiles, and we've taken our kids on this before.
Okay.
And it's like riding a motorcycle, except way more stable if you're going slow. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of like, you're out in the elements, it's snowing, you're in your snow gear, you got a helmet on, and you got somebody on the back, or for me, I had my son up front with me, and it's gorgeous outside.
Beta. You mean Harrison doesn't have his own? Well, why does he not have his own snow?
Yeah, he's joking. We're working on him. We're working on him.
Joking.
So, but yeah, he has a really good time. Everybody has a really good time.
Awesome. So this is you all have traveled here before, like to this area before. This is like a destination where you've gone to before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
I've
awesome.
got some family that has a place to stay at up there, and so makes it really easy. We're so blessed because it makes it easy for us to go to Colorado, and then we go to other cities and try see what they have over there, like Colorado Springs, and you've got Denver, and you've got Canyon City, and you've got West Cliff and Bighorn, and all these different cities that are known for different things. Mm-hmm. Canyon City is not quite as snowy and mountainous, but it's got like a big canyon in it. And it's also, it's got this, used to be the world's tallest suspension bridge. Yeah, the world's tallest suspension bridge. And so what that means is like, it's a bridge that you can walk over. And it's pretty much just like a tourist attraction nowadays. But back in the day, back when, railroad was lifeblood of everything. And, you had to have bridges everywhere to cross. That was back before they were busting down, big holes in mountains a lot and stuff like that. Anyway, so for roads anyway, it was mostly railroads that were going through mountains and stuff like that back then. Anyway, long story short,
suspension bridge. Like I'm trying to like help me.
So
get there.
it's like if you've got a cliff with two or a canyon with two cliffs like this, and then you've got a bridge that goes across. It's kind of like a U shape that goes across. So it doesn't have anything touching the ground. It's just suspended between 2 points. That's a suspension bridge.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Like mentally for me, that just doesn't make sense because that just sounds like bridge.
Yeah. So in like in Louisiana,
I'm not arguing with you.
No, yeah.
Hey, don't let your ego. Hey, don't let your hey, put your chesticles down. All right, don't buck up at me, sir. I'm just trying to make sense of suspension bridge versus bridge.
So, bridge, like a normal bridge, it kind of resembles like an upside down squared off U, or maybe like the bottom part of an H where it's got like legs, and it's touching the ground. Whereas, and it like uses the legs to sit on the ground to suspend the bridge up, right? Or to push it up. Anyway, you got a lot of those in Louisiana, for example.
So just normal bridge, just bridge
or
that
here
has
in Texas.
Bridge that has why am I doing this? That has a base from the ground that holds up with whatever, steel, wood, whatever,
right.
That holds it up.
Yep.
So we're calling that bridge, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the different types.
Yeah,
of bridges,
I know, but just from a aesthetic standpoint. Mm-hmm. So just like our normal standard, like what's here versus crossed over, right. Like the T, it's a bridge, right? Right. So I'm thinking of like a tightrope artist, like when they walk across, like you say, from here to here, and the rope that's there. You're saying that
suspended between.
That's so. I'm when I hear suspension and being suspended, I'm thinking of like a tightrope artist who's been over that.
That's
space,
absolutely right.
Right. Yep. So when you say a suspension bridge, it's like, okay, so we're just saying that this is a bridge without anything.
No legs.
Look at you. Look at this. Look at this modern genius who is sitting to my left. I'm not sure, but yeah. So we're just saying a suspension bridge is just a bridge without legs. Long story.
I think so.
Is that kind of what we can?
Pretty sure.
How you can look at it? All right. I don't even know.
It's what makes it. It's like it's unique because it doesn't have legs. The suspension bridge.
And no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
That's what.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry,
Lieutenant Dan.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Oh my gosh, I never would have gone there.
I'm sorry.
So, yep, no legs like Lieutenant Dan, and so it's suspended between 2 points, and it's scary. It's scary because the only thing that's holding you up is like huge braided things of steel, and 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 they're huge. They really are huge. But,
but corrosion and birds picking at it. Who knows?
No,
if you step wrong.
So it's a whole.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just I get this. I get you. Like, you're really safe, but your heart kind of starts pounding. But because you never know. Like, hey, maybe if I move wrong, maybe they get the crack that does the one.
Don't get too close to the edge, right? Yeah, I might suck you down somehow. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So
that's one of the you say attract.
That's one of the things. Yeah.
Long story. Well, okay. So getting back. There was a tangent inside of a tangent that we just did. Can we get from that tangent back from that to the trip? Yeah,
so the trip is kind of long getting there, but I think it's about 10 hours here to there if you don't stop. We're going to drive it, and I don't particularly like driving, but I like the cost of driving.
It's very cost effective.
So
I understand.
Yeah, especially with 5 people. So
Lord.
Mm-hmm. So we get up there. We're gonna leave early in the morning, and then everybody will sleep while I drive, and then and then I'll cry, silent tears, and then the sun will come up. Yeah, exactly. Sun will come up. Everybody's going to be ready for breakfast. And so I'll eat some breakfast with everybody. And then all my kids are going to be playing on their iPads and
amazing technology,
Nintendos and stuff.
Amazing technology.
I remember doing that when I was a kid. Did you? Did you have a little Nintendo? Like a Game Boy or something?
I remember red light, green light, and pick that or... Maybe a couple of puzzles.
Yeah.
Puzzles. Yeah, I did have a Game Boy.
It took me a bit to get to a Game Boy.
Yeah. I did have a Game Boy for sure.
I was going on long trips.
I was on those long trips, reading, puzzles, word search deals. Those really came in clutch. So, yeah, big deal. So.
But as far as my week goes, that's kind of what I've been preparing for, is that trip and getting the house ready. It's a lot because... when you got so many things going on and you got to get the house ready for somebody to stay in it so they can keep track of your stuff and all that kind of fun things. Yeah. We're really fortunate to have somebody to come do that.
Nice.
All that and, getting work ready, like you were talking about, switching things around so you can do your thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've been doing, is just preparing for this week.
Fantastic.
So, anyway, but otherwise, things have been really good. You're talking about doing your fast. That's awesome. I really want to try that actually. I've been doing the whole working out.
I've been moving them weights, y'all.
I've been lifting heavy things, guys.
I shook his hand today, and I had to make sure that he knew that I still got a little. Don't think that
This guy's got mechanic hands.
Boy,
I see you,
boy. Them chesticles. You got out the car, and them chesticles was sitting. I was like, oh, trying to man on me.
Wait a minute.
You got a pump. All right. No, but congratulations, man. I'm glad you got back in the gym. You've been getting your thing and doing your stuff. So keep it up.
I've been trying.
You striving, not trying.
Right.
No trying. You're striving, man. So keep it up, man. We're going to do them curls for the girls.
I have been doing a couple of curls, but trying to eat right and all that stuff. And boy, there's so many days that I mess up. But
it's so crazy when, people get upset when you say oh, this is a lifestyle. Honestly, it really is.
Oh my gosh,
it's not like, hey, try to be consistent. No, it literally has to be every waking moment of the day. You have to make sure that you are putting yourself in the best position, mentally, physically, emotionally to, okay, I know it's 11 o'clock and I want to eat all of the honey buns that are looking at me right now.
Exactly.
But don't eat all the honey buns. You have self-respect. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just go find an apple or just wait until it's time to eat. It's tough, but yeah, well, I'm glad you're there, man, and you're getting back in the groove, man.
It's something that I'm really excited to do, and I'm really happy to have the support that I've got. If it wasn't for, people letting me take the time, like my wife letting me take the time sometimes with the kids and all that kind of stuff, you know. But it's a lot of work anyway.
Big time.
Overall goal with that is just to get healthier and look good and feel good. So that's what I'm going for.
Listen, it's okay to have a little, man, I'm going to do it in vain, man. Hey, it's okay to want to look good too, man. We want to get healthy. But hey, man, you know.
It feels good to look good, you know?
Oh, look at you. All right, Paul. What's Dion say? You look good, you feel good, you play good, you play good. They pay good.
They pay good.
So it's like, you know, all of that, it's a formality, man.
It's a domino effect too.
It's a format. It's all intertwined. Anywho.
So I've been working out for about a month.
A whole month. So I think there are 12 of these things that they call months that are in like a calendar year, right? Mm-hmm. And so, as you said, you have been working for a month. So that means that I think on average there are 30, I think it's 30 days that are in a month, because that's a month means 30, because it's because 11 of them have either 30 or 31, but there's one that doesn't have that many. So it's a shorter month. So I believe that's February, but it's only shortened by, because it's the 29th, but is it the 29th or the 28th? Because there's a leap year. Okay, so you've been working for, you've been working for a long time. You've been working out for a month.
For a month.
And that month is 28 days, technically, because it's not a full month, because it's the month of February, right?
Right.
So, but it was a month of, we had 29 this time.
It was 29.
So I guess going forward, we're going to have 29 all the time, because I don't know how you can have, a leap year. All right. So we're going to have 29 this time. And then next time for the next 3, it'll be the 28th. So, okay. So February, shorter. Okay. So they'll shorten it up again going back next year.
Right.
Yes, the year coming up, it would be shorter. So you've been working out for 28 days, 29 of the 20 February. And February. Oh, wow. Okay. So you were actually working out during Black History Month. Look how we did that. Gosh, man. It's like, I didn't have to get that far and that long, but we got there. So Negro History Month, Black History Month, African American History Month. What do you people want to call it? Whatever. But February, Black History Month, the people of America, whatever, whoever you are. So we were in Black History Month, Paul. What do you think about the Negroes?
I think they are fancy.
And just like that, fancy Negroes are what Paul think of
Fancies?
Negroes. So, this is a man. I know we joke around a lot and we bring light to things and we make things comical, but with Black History Month, we just celebrated that, and just honestly, like Paul, this is safe space, but was there ever a point in your life where you felt that either you needed to do more and showcase that I'm with the blacks, like I'm like, during February, like I need to do all this extra or deep dive into this, or were you forced into that by a person in an authoritative figure, mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, teachers, principals, community leaders, pastors? Like, was that something that they put on you, or were you just indifferent? That was a lot, man. I'm sorry. I could have that better.
That's very succinct. I would say instinct. That was very instinct. That was very Justin Timberlake of you. So Timberland, what? So
we just did. Don't do it. We're not going.
We're not going to do that. We've been doing a lot of word association today.
Focus, which is insane. How it's so.
everything.
Black History Month, and please give your thoughts.
So
and opinions
yeah.
Right now.
So I was going to say, Black History Month has never really been a super. It's just a month in my life. When I was a kid, I loved learning about the Martin Luther King, especially the Kings, Rosa Parks. That was, something that I learned about, and everybody learns about in school. And I was particularly interested in Martin Luther King's approach to at least what he had to say, in his speeches. I don't know why exactly. Nobody encouraged me to do this, but I used to have his most popular speech. I Have a Dream. Yeah, I used to have that all memorized, which is crazy.
What?
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't, and my parents didn't even know. I just was like obsessed with it for a bit. I don't know.
Just freestyling Dr. King, like
yeah, yeah, it's so crazy.
Working on my lines, I gotta. That one day this nation will rise up and live out the true me. All right.
Ray knows. So yeah, it's but other than that, it's not really something that I've. Black History Month is not something I've felt when I was a young person. I didn't feel that much pressure to whatever, and even today I don't really do that. But I'm also not in a lot of circles. I work at a store that's out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of country, cowpokes, and podunks, cowpokes.
Hey man, those are your words.
Ranchers, contractors, people out there. Not really much of anything. But I mean, I've had family members after BLM came out and stuff like that. I've had some family members get very excited about that, and because of that,
excited on which on what?
In support of BLM or things like that. My
Captain Savior's coming in with the
white savior type thing. I mean, I'm not saying that they are doing that. I'm just saying
I'm not putting that on y'all.
Right.
No,
I'm not. I'm not saying that. But they were very gung ho about it, and I was like, cool. I'm not too very behind BLM, but I'm definitely for everything that
treating people right.
Martin Luther King had to say.
Right.
And Rosa Parks deserved a spot where she was not able to sit. Mm-hmm. And I think Black History Month is, just like all the federal holidays. In my mind, this is just how I think about it. Just like all the federal holidays, it came up for a reason, and it's to remember. It's a time of the year to remember, like, what Black people had to go through. It's a time of the year to remember, something. And
so that that I feel that your approach there is probably one of the more adult and succinct approaches to it, because I tend to get thoroughly annoyed with the fake pretentious, like people who try to be a part of but not really a part of, just want to seem to be, I know Thurgood Marshall, and then my granddad told us that we had to write the I Had a Dream speech every year because and it's like, well, hey, that's cool and all, but you're just only doing it for a performative deal. It's nothing that you have like a tie to, So I think I don't look at that as championing Black history when you were forced or were only doing it just to look, wearing right. I'm not being funny. When the other 11 months you're not even in the same ballpark of those thoughts and feelings then, right? So, I mean, Black History Month is Black History Month to me. Like, I mean, I'm black, but I'm black Sunday to Sunday, 365 or 366, whatever year or time zone we standing in. Like, that's like, I am who I am. But I don't feel that I need to tell Paul to tell me who Marcus Garvey is. I don't need Paul to tell me who, tell me about this or tell me about that, or who was the leader of the NAACP during this time. We ain't gonna do all that, all right? Because at the end of the day, it's history. History is out. I love learning new history. A lot of things, what I feel crippled a lot of people, because you started naming names, and this isn't me on you, Paul. Like, I'm not jumping on you, but you have that Black History Month Negro starter pack, what I want to call it. So it's like, everybody know Dr. King. Hey, Dr. King was the, oh man, we love blacks because they're Dr. King. So you got, Dr. King, you got Rosa Parks, you have, Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
You may get some people who know something about Thurgood Marshall. You may have some people who would know, Frederick Douglass, some people who may know Harriet Tubman. So it's like you have like that core group of
Harriet
people,
Tubman, yeah.
People who are amazing, wonderful. I'm so glad that, even people would know that, the things that these people, did and the inspiration that they gave. Like, I mean, I know there's important, but there's just so many more people who did so much.
Yeah.
And that didn't get the light. But like every year, like we would just always we're just gonna stay here with these folk. And it's like, well, hey, it's a whole group of people over here, like who were fighting, who were doing things, and who were helping, and that we should, sojourn truth and, shed light on these people as well, who may not be as known. I mean, I found out in recent years that there was a young lady who, and we can revert back to one of our episodes when I told you about the paper bag, when like us as black people will be in a space to where certain people will be perceived differently because of their skin tone, right?
Oh,
so we had that discussion in one of our former pods, and I kind of broke down to Paul like the paper bag comparison of putting the paper bag next to somebody's skin, what they may look like
paper
on
bag.
this side. Paper bag.
So you're saying paperback?
I know, like paperback on a book.
Yeah, I got
that. Man, okay, I need to articulate my words better and possibly slow down. I apologize. I thank you, my friend, for pointing that out. Paper.
I still can't believe that. That's crazy.
Paper bag. So so that's one of those things, and like I said, in recent years, this could be folklore, allegedly. So I don't know whatever word I need to say to if somebody calls me a liar or whatever. Say it's not. There was a lady who was before Rosa Parks who did not fit the description aesthetically of someone who could possibly move the what was trying to happen. She was trying to do a stand-in, but they're like, hey, you're a little too dark. We need somebody who look a little more like this to do this.
No way.
So
she was too light-skinned or something?
No. So the lady before Rosa Parks was too dark.
Too dark.
That's what I'm saying. So, hey, you dark. So we need somebody a little prettier, a little light-skinned, so that this little pretty little light-skinned lady can be the one aesthetically pleasing, so that you Caucasians can see her and know that she's not a fill-in, she's a house-in.
She's not so black.
We love, she just too black.
Oh my gosh.
She was too
I'm
black.
sorry to laugh. That is
hilarious.
So dumb.
She's just too black. No, and then Rosa Parks happened, and so which, like I said, that could be made up, but. So when Rosa happened, but we found out about, but I'm saying, but Rosa, she pushed the agenda, and like things happened. People started to understand that, hey, we need these black people on these buses, because if they ain't riding on these buses, we're not getting this money. And if they just walk, I don't even know if people even understand or know the whole, like Rosa Parks, she couldn't sit, then they boycotted the buses. So it was the boycotts that, when they weren't getting money from the blacks, who they wanted to sit in the back. So it's like everything is open. Yeah, you're still running, but guess what? Half your profits are gone.
Right.
So when you hit them where the money is.
Hit him right in that money.
Guess what? You feel in monkey humping dabba dooba doos. Just get on the bus. I don't care where you sit. You got your 35 cents because we didn't make profits for the past couple of months, and we're trying to keep this money coming in. So you know what? Y'all just sit where y'all want to sit. We don't even care. Just give me your dollars. So that's usually what happens. You know, you do boycotts. People lose money. People understand that we love money more than anything, and they make the changes happen. So, which is kind of crazy that people don't understand that now, but I'm not going to go on another tangent. So let me bring that back from that to get back to just baseline. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing today, my friend. But so with the starter pack, like I said, I just wish that overall that there were more people who had more of a light shined on them for their things that they contributed. So, but like I said, I don't get upset or worked up by the people who's hey, you know, all these blacks and y'all got a whole month. You know, where's the White History Month? I think June should be White History Month. Why do y'all get?
It is a great month.
Because the whites, because we need our month. So, hey man, if y'all want to get a month, like I don't care, but you know you have like, but it's like everybody, but it's like you got Women's Month, you got Men Health Month, you got Greco-Roman Wrestling Month, you got British Sapphire Crystal Month. Like they're just months everywhere, but like people just get so gung ho with this whole Black history and. Like we said last week with the the songs and lift their voice and sing and all those things, and just people just get so worked up. But yeah, I'm just at a point now to where, man, I'm just gonna treat people right. I would love to give people information.
Same.
I would love people to indulge in learning more about history, just because even though it's Black history, it's American history. We're all Americans.
Absolutely.
But I don't know why we have to be different, but it's American history, and just learning American history is great for what? America, the 50 of those things. So anywho, dealing with America, and America has politics, and politics, they have these sides of like left, right, leaning, who's in the middle, who's this or that.
Apparently nobody's in the middle.
No, I know. Like this, the only thing that
when you get into politics, it's like
extremes, like just hey. You hate babies. That's why you hate babies.
Yeah, obviously.
And that's So you have.
Why does it always get the babies?
It's on. What about the children?
Yeah, it's the children.
And it's like y'all don't care about these damn kids. Y'all just trying to get this money,
right?
So it looks like there's going to be some changes in some politics here going forward. There was this.
Let's hope so.
Gosh, man, we can go so many places here, but I'm gonna stick with how. Oh man, so Senate Majority Leader. I guess that's what his official title is. I don't know what state he's in, but I keep forgetting. But Senate Majority Leader, so high-ranking Republican. Official senator, state where it's Mitch Mitchell. So we're just gonna say Mitch McConnell, right? He put out a release that states that he's going to be retiring from his senior roles in November. I wish that was one of those months that was going to be starting tomorrow, but it's not. We still got a couple more months to be in this leadership position. If some of you all are not aware, Mr. Mitch McConnell famously was touched by an angel on national television twice. He was touched by an angel twice, which was so uncomfortable to see that there was no way that these people should have allowed this man to even be responsible for putting on his own shoes by himself. You would see him in other press conferences or walking and in still photos in Washington, and he would have bruises on his hands or on his face or bruises here. And we know how my brothers and sisters of the Caucasian race, how that melanin would just, in a small thing, just, yeah, man, you got a bruise for like 2 weeks. It's like, what in the world? So we see a bruise on this man. Something happened. And y'all saying that, oh, that incident, out of all these years and forever, he's only had just 2. So the only times that this man saw Jesus prematurely was twice, and it was caught on national TV. All right, that's crazy. That's crazy. So this man clearly is unfit, for this position, right? I mean, I think he's 176 years old, and so now he is going to be retiring. I don't think he's fully leaving, but that is a start. And it's like we get to this place to where it's people want to say that it's disrespectful to, what is it? What would you call elderly hate or elderly phobia not trained? So like
ageist or something?
Ageism, yeah, ageism, whatever. Like, so to tell someone, oh, you're too old to be in this position. No, man. Like, we just saw this dude literally. He was not here. And people who he had worked with were next to him trying to get his attention. And he was looking at them as if,
he was in a different dimension.
I'm looking through you. He was looking through people. People were tapping him that he works with, and he did not know who they were.
Yeah.
That's, number one, I know we get these jokes off. Number one, that's sad. I hate that man had to go through that, or he's going through whatever. But
right.
If we see this, hey man, call a spade a spade. Hey partner, cool, but sit this out. It's time to go ahead and go home.
Exactly.
Go. The sun's coming down, going on, and go to the house. So, you get to this place of where the ageism with, we got presidents that are running. They're the oldest of the old who's ever ran, and they having a rematch probably. And, it's just, it gets to a place where it's like, man, like, how do you call out these elderly people to get to a place of, hey man, like you 80 plus, what are we doing?
So what's interesting about Mitch is that he's the same age as Trump, I want to say.
Ain't no way.
That's what I was saying.
No, but is Trump like 77? I think Mitch might
77, excuse me. Right. I think maybe Mitch I was thinking of Biden.
And I think Trump and Biden are closer. I think Mitch is.
Yeah, so Biden's 81.
Hold on. Hold your horses. So our current president, Mr. Joseph Biden, he is 81.
Which explains a lot, in my opinion.
No. I thought he was 70. I thought he was in his 70s, but he's 81. So
they're all kind of in the same group.
Listen.
But obviously some are doing some different,
there's layers to their. But so we got Mitch McConnell, 82.
Yeah.
Our current president Biden, who's 81, and then just former, possibly soon to be running former President Donald Trump, who's 77.
Yep.
Man, and these are the people who are the face of the greatest quote unquote country in the world, right?
Which is interesting because Barack Obama.
Shit interesting about that is bad-ish crazy.
Yeah, it is. Barack Obama is 62. So when he was in the office of presidency.
He's 62 currently?
Currently. Yeah. And so he was pretty young, by a lot, sitting there in the president's, I forget how old George W. Bush was, but I think he was in his 60s as well when he was there.
Yeah, 60-ish.
And he did 2 terms, so, so it was about 70 when he was done. Anyways, I think that's super interesting about Mitch because, apparently, I don't know that I just read this, right? But apparently he really reshaped the way that the judicial system works. And, he's been in office since 1985 or so. And so that's a long time to be a politician.
Go sit down. Go sit down.
senators and
Supreme Court judges and
them too,
I'm sorry.
probably. No, actually, I think.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say congressmen and women and senators, I think, are the two that you don't age out of, and you don't have to. Maybe you get reelected. I can't. Yeah,
remember. you run and you. I believe what it is that so you can just run forever. So there's not like there aren't terms of like, hey, like you can't be, the president 14 times. Like you can't come back. Like once you do your thing, you do your thing. But you can be that state's senator and you can like run that next 2. I think it's like every 2 years or some every 4. Yeah. So it's like you can just continue to run and be there. But those Supreme Court justices, once they get nominated to that, you in that thing till death. So which is another crazy layer.
Who is a female?
What's her name?
That just
Ruth Gator.
Yeah, Ruth Gator.
Ginsburg, Beaver, something, man.
Ruth Bader Gators.
I used to Gator, Bruce. They know what they know what we're talking about. But Ruth, the Bader,
Ruth, Ruth.
Yeah, she got out of here, and then Antonio something was a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. He passed away, and there was some weird stuff about CIA informatives and him being on a ranch and monies and billions of dollars of stuff. But he died of natural causes, what they say. But
whatever that means.
Conspiracy, I don't know. But
it's like when they write it on the label for food, it's like natural flavors.
All the natural flavors. These all the flavors are natural.
Yeah, we got it from the earth.
Acetylcytosorberg and polyallyl smash. That's natural.
Something chloride? What is that?
What is 1814 red? What? Exactly. And that's a natural. It's natural.
He died of natural flavor causes.
Conspiracies. So with the old people and all right. So we can do that too. Well, so yeah, just having like the face of like our people just being in that state. I just don't understand like why we continue to go down that same path. Like, I don't know how we fix that or how we get to a place to where we are better, but I guess we are just what we are.
How do we keep winding up with
old people being
elderly people in our highest positions of our government?
How do we do it? Yeah.
Well, there's probably an age limit that you could use or something like that. Which is, there is a minimum age for the presidency.
So there's a minimum age, but there's not a maximum. But then you look at it to where it's like, okay.
Back in the day, though, they only lived like up to 50, 60, dude.
Man, once you hit like 38, they're like,
dang, you're old news.
Dang, you say your uncle is 42.
Exactly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, you're so old, man.
I think Susan, she lost a fastball. She turned 27 like last week. I'm just like, I think she's out of there. So yeah, and so that's enough. So I'm glad you said that because I guess when if perfect society, I guess, and like looking through this with rose-colored lenses, as I articulate my words better, looking at this through those lenses, I guess when you look at politicians and what politicians are supposed to stand for, like this is a representation or this is someone who represents the people, right? So if this is an elected individual who is a representation of the people, if we have people living longer now, that means that those people who are elected are going to possibly look like this group of people who are living longer, who are going to be doing that voting, who are going to be able to just on a random Tuesday in such and such month, just go to the poll and they can just stand there because they don't really have to do nothing because they don't have nothing to do. So they'll stand there and they'll vote. And I'm going to vote for the person who looks like me, who makes me feel good and talks the way that I talk. So if we have people living longer, then I guess that's people who are going to want people to be in those positions that look like them. That just came to my head. Maybe I need to formulate that a little better, but like I can see why that makes sense to where like all of these elderly people are living longer and they're like, hey, I know I work at the Piggly Wiggly and I feel good. So I think Joe, he can keep running the country. And so he say he feel good, then I'm gonna vote for Joe. And it's like, all right, whatever. So I guess I can see that as far as like a mirroring like I said, representation of like, hey, I want this person, and I'm just gonna vote for this person versus this young whippersnapper I've never heard of. Like, forget you, young whippersnapper. No, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's things that come with age that are deeper than just how many you are. You know, you know, if you're 82, you're probably going to have a lot of wisdom, right? But if you're 36, then you're probably going to have a little bit more better understanding of how to connect with the will of the younger people, of the younger generation that will soon be, your biggest voting base and your, the people that are going to be taking over jobs. Like people keep talking about how there's nobody getting into HVAC careers anymore.
Man.
There's nobody getting into carpentry and welding, and there's a huge
voids. Huge.
Oh yeah, giant void. I don't know if it's the same
huge.
with
Yes, huge voids of those careers where what do we want? Blue collar, more of a structured, your hands-on more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a huge void there, and I mean, I'm not soccer balling, so take me out of that. But those guys, like in those industries, are men, women, whatever. I know you women, you can put a air conditioning unit up as well. Any of those people in that industry, they make really good money. Like
really good.
Like plumbers and electricians and
HVACs
and all those. Like those people really make a great living. And that guy who's got that suit on, who's a salesman at such and such, he probably like 30 grand in debt. And this dude over here who shovels defecation out of the school's, lunch room backflow preventer system, just bought a new truck, cash, and like his kids,
and that's a big deal.
And but like I'm not trying to be facetious when I say that, but it's like there's a area there, but like these kids, they're not necessarily looking into that profession or want to do that. They're looking elsewhere, and that sucks. But like you said, like that market is a market that should be tapped in, and hopefully we'll be able to get the workforce and the things together. But like I said, with the leadership and the politicians and the people like who are connecting with who. And the different generations, I guess if the generation who can vote more, and have the time to do those things, if they're seeing people that are somewhat like-minded and like them, if they vote against them, then what will stop 77-year-old Judy who maybe has had a fender bender or two the last few months, her kids come to her and say, hey, we need to take Granny's keys away. Well, Granny don't want her keys to be taken away. Granny feels like she can still drive. She feel like when she, was driving down the street, she didn't see little Susie on the tricycle, and she only bumped her. She didn't run her over. She just bumped her a little bit. We gave her, it's not that terrible, right? I mean, like it's bad, but it's not that bad. And when she ran through the red light and got T-boned, but that guy didn't have insurance, and then it was the whole. She doesn't want her license taken, and she doesn't want her keys taken. So she wants to show that there are people who are in her position who can do great work. So that can be something on her. We're really getting real deep here, and there's a lot of.
But it is interesting though
that we're doing. I don't know. That's one thing I guess I can see that. That could be a motivative driving force for some people.
Well, at least he didn't pass away.
He didn't pass away, but there was a famous passing that just happened recently. I get the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers always mixed up. It wasn't a Rockefeller, it was a Rothschild. So one of the Rothschilds passed away, one of the multi-billion-dollar families, head leader guy, one of them passed away. And it's just crazy when you see just the acquired wealth that these families that are some of the lesser known in, I guess, the public society that like the media, they don't necessarily cover them. Like they'll tell us all about Elon, and they'll tell us about Bill and Jeffrey Bezos and everybody. They'll talk about them, but they don't necessarily talk about these individual people in these families that have these billions and billions of dollars, you know, the Koch brothers and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, but they're big time players in like the moving and the shakings of, you know, the world. And so they had one of their patriarchs, he passed away. And, you know, it's just crazy once you start to look into some of these individuals' lives and their families' lives and how they acquired wealth. And, you know, you have multiple people in families that are worth, you know, billions of dollars. And, you know, like I said, I get the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers mixed up because, you know, I think the Rothschilds were more overseas and the Rockefellers were in New York and here in the States. And, you know, this little bank called Chase Manhattan, I believe, something like that. But the Rockefeller, he was, you know, chairman of, you know, one of the largest banks in the world. And so like his acquired wealth was just insane. And I remember reading when he passed away a few years back, just how he acquired his wealth and what he's done for his family, and the, you know, the conspiracy theories. Like, you know, we're talking about people who are older and living longer. Like there's allegedly, I don't know this to be true, Paul, because I'm not someone who knows all of these people. I don't know these people at all. I'm sure they're great guys. That's another thing that Trump does. He'll be like, "You're looking good, Paul. I know, Paul, you know, you've been lifting those weights by that, Paul. I can't say how much he's lifting, but I can see that he's lifting a lot. And let me tell you, he just does that. It's great.
He only lifts the best weights.
When the weights are being lifted, they're lifted the best because Paul is the best. I don't know.
He only works out on the best days, let me tell you.
Hey, I don't know if it's 600 pounds, but if I had to say 600, I wouldn't be bad, but I wouldn't know, but I think it is. Rothschilds, Rockefellers. David Rockefeller is alleged to have had a multitude of heart transplants. Like, and that's one of those crazy things to where it's like, you see weird like heart, because I lived that world. I worked in that world of, you know, transplants and when people pass away doing organ recovery. Like I was in that world for a while working, but you see
with
just
the
that crazy. Listen, we're not doing all that. So,
joking.
You know, seeing, you know, when transplants happen, you know, I was deep into that world, and when those stories came out about this man who was able to get, you know, up more than, you know, 4 or 5, I'm not gonna say the number, but multiple heart transplants, and it's like, wow, like how is that possible? No, there's no way. And then you start to think like, well, if this man is worth, you know, $4 billion and it's, you know, 2005, if he took $10 million and went and found a community in some random country, and there was a tribe there, and there was a family of people, and he just said, I want his heart. And they were like, hey, you can have the greatest ultimate sacrifice and sacrifice yourself, and we're going to take your whole tribe and we're going to uproot them and send them to America. And your wife, your children, your loved ones, everybody gets $3 million each, and we will buy them homes, give them jobs, education, security. All you gotta do is just, you know, just like go lay down right there and just like go to sleep.
That's so weird.
And I'm not saying that this is like, I don't think about this as like real life, Paul. Like I'm just like making a was it a figment? Not a figment of my imagination. I'm making up a story as I go. But I'm just saying, like, if you have like $4 billion, like to just set aside, I said 10
so
million.
much money though.
But I'm saying I said 10 million. But I mean, let's just make it like a cool 50 million. Let's just say $50 million that I can just say like, hey, I'm not going to be financially burdened by having $50 million just like taken away from this account into this account. Mm-hmm. If you can assure me, probably not guaranteed, but probably with this $50 million that I can receive another heart and I can live X amount of years longer to take my net worth from $4 billion to $8 billion. And so I've acquired more money. And that money that I set aside, I think it was $50 million. So that was chump change here, but it's chump change of the chump change when I'm here, because I've acquired more in this time after financially sacrificing someone so that I can get a heart. And allegedly he's done that 7 times. But that's neither here nor there.
7 heart transplants.
That's that number. I didn't mean to say that. Allegedly they said
allegedly,
that, but I don't know. But
so what you're telling me is that the Rothschild's heart was broken, so he gave it away.
Wow. And just like that, people, we come full circle. That and that's funny because I could, go into like a whole, death sucks and but death is my life, and my life doesn't suck all the time, but there are some sucky moments. And anywho, we are not going to end on a Debbie Downer note of that. I am going to resurrect us from that moment and give y'all just see, Paul and I, like, it's funny because, what you all see like on camera, like that's cool and all, but if you guys got to see like I don't want to say behind the scenes, but just like life when life be lifing and we be around each other when life is lifing, I mean, pound for pound, like it's great. It's ridiculous how great and how our days go, like our conversations and what we see and how we like interact with each other. I'm going to touch on this very, very briefly. So Paul got a little bit of an experience going to a black barber. Just snippet. Paul got to go to a black barbershop today, and this is the first time Paul's been into a black barbershop. Now I got to preface this by saying that this isn't like a hood barbershop. Like I ain't taking him to the hood and to blah blah blah. We hood nice adjacent. Hood adjacent. Like it's in a nice area, but like it's in a salon, but like we on the salon side, we're like all the others of us that kind of look like, so it's kind of like it's their own community in the salon. That's neither here nor there. That's not important. It's about the atmosphere in there. And so I got to introduce Paul to somebody who's very important to me, who is my barber, who I've talked about before, the homie Jay. And Jay King is a phenomenal dude. And I was waiting for the right time to get these two guys to meet each other. And it's just so crazy how this week, lined up to where that just happened perfectly.
That's
awesome. Paul got to come to the shop. We got to cut up. We got to talk. We got to chop it up. And it was just amazing just the conversation that we had in there was just phenomenal, but it was just so natural and it was just so easy that
it was.
I'm glad that you got to see that and be a part of, another area of my life, which is of importance, because I tell you that, at the Black Man's Barbershop, like that's like our country club, man. And so like, that's where we go to, release or to let off steam. And a lot of barbers over the years, their importance was good for Black men, because I mean, you go in there, you can look dusty and busted, and then you come out, and then you got, you're looking crispy.
Got some
like
real
I am,
sharp
and,
lines.
you got these things that they call tidal waves, running through, and that's because you got a great barber. Your barber can do that. Now you got people who do all these enhancements and stuff. You do you. I keep it real. It's just my hair. It's just me. But Paul got to be a part of that. I love that. The interaction was great. And let me tell y'all, I don't think y'all understand that it's very small. When things start to line up to when we start having people on, I told Paul before, and I'm one of those guys, like I'm solutions based. The proof is in the pudding. I want you to see my work. I want you to see it. Like I can talk about it. And even when I talk about it, like I talk the talk, like, and my talk is real. So I knew you knew when I said the things that I've told you about that you would believe it, but for you to see it and be in it, I feel that, and I'm not trying to speak for you, I feel that took it to another level.
It did.
And some things that are going to happen that we've already discussed today of how things can go. When we get Jay on here, it's going to be hell.
It's going to be popping.
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, popping is not, I think you low key selling us low, but listen, Jay King, great dude, phenomenal barber, phenomenal person. And he, he's going to come and sit with us at some point. I don't remember which one, but I just know that it was great to have you in the atmosphere of that. And, man, it was just, I wish that I could just have a muted video of just your facial expressions, because we don't need to talk to be, I don't need everybody here to talk, but just a muted video of your facial expressions, because you went on a whirlwind when we got to talk that talk. But I feel like we covered a lot today, man. This has been an emotional one. It's been a fun one, and I'm glad that we were able to maneuver a few things around, and it's crazy because we actually got to spend so much time together,
right?
More than what we've ever had to do when we're at our busiest. Like, this would be like what some people may call like hell day or hell week or hell portion, where it's like, hey, this is like go time, where it's like,
oh man,
like if any one or two things like happen, like it can kind of ruin some stuff.
Oh, thrown off.
And we got to spend like hours together today.
Yeah. Weird, bizarre.
How did we do that? But we did it, and we made it happen. But
it's a good time.
As always, great times with you, my man.
Dude.
I wish you and the fam safe travels going out to Colorado, and I hope you guys get some rest and relaxation and be able to, explore some things, have some fun, but really just like bond and that family time. I know that's important. That's something that we share a lot. So I really hope that happens. I'm sending nothing but good vibes and good energy you guys' way, man.
Thanks, man. You too. And I hope you have a good safe travels over to Florida, and get to see all the family you want to see, and hope that all goes swimmingly.
Man, and that's a whole nother layer, because like there's family, then there's other family, then there's other things, and it's like, am I going to cross this road? Am I going to cross this bridge? I don't think I'm going to be, but it's like, hey, life be life sometimes. Right. At the end of the day, life be life. But live your life to the fullest, whatever that is you do. If you want to celebrate Black History Month, celebrate the Negroes. If not, man, just be nice to people. It's all good. And you old people, just take a seat sometimes. It doesn't mean that you're less than, but sometimes you ain't got to carry that load all the way.
You work so hard for it.
Like, go and enjoy yourself, man.
Enjoy that seat.
Go to Tommy Bahamas, Pina Coladas. What's the
Tommy
Margarita?
Bahamas.
What's the deal? What's the
Margaritaville?
What is that? Who is that? What's the
Tommy Bahama?
No, is
that not right?
Bahama? Hey, go to Margaritaville and drink the margaritas and do the whole wasting away. Looking for my salt limes.
Not gonna get it.
Damn, what's his name? We always Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, that's the guy. There you go.
Why I got my white? See, I know white here. See,
I don't know.
You got the starter pack of the Black history. I got the white history. I'm a connoisseur. I know all of the histories because I'm well traveled and versed. So I'm gonna need you to get.
I need to level up.
I'm gonna need you to level up. I love you, man. Be safe out on the roads, like I said. But thank you for just being you, my friend. And you do not get to talk anymore, so pretty much you unplug your mic. So don't give me another thing back. So appreciate you for being you. You're just a great dude, and I'm riding with you forever. I told you it's only one thing that you can't do, and we're not gonna. There's only one thing, and if we just if we don't go there, like literally, like it's a whole. I'm not even. Nothing's gonna get me mad. It's just this one. That's it. That's the Garden of Eden.
We're making a blood pact right now behind the scenes, just so you guys know.
It's real blood.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Unplug my mic.
Right? Yeah. Why the hell are you talking?
Sorry.
So thank you, man. I look forward, like I said, to. Man, I just look forward to these next few weeks. But Thank you guys as well for listening to the silliness that is us, because I know we can go on tangents and we go up and down and we can get lost here and there. We always try to bring it back to like keep the main thing. But we, like I said, we're not trying to change the world. We're just trying to be here, be us, have a safe space to talk about the things that are important to us that we want to share with you all and connect with. So if this is your first time watching us, we are the No Color Thick Skin podcast. We would appreciate it if you could possibly subscribe if you would like to. If you feeling frisky, we would appreciate it. But we're on all social media platforms as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, Spotify, this genius, he puts out little clips on all of the social medias as far as Instagram, Facebook, even the TikTokers. The TikTokers, they show us a lot of love. Like, I don't know what's going on over there, but like the talkers be talking, and they really just, it's a whole lot of positive vibes over there. So we appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
But we appreciate everybody. But man, them tacos, they be ticking over there, man. So appreciate y'all. But as I said, we are the No Color Thick Skin podcast, episode 23. I know we gave you guys a lot, but we always appreciate you guys going on this ride with us.
Thank you.
We're just trying to be us. But if you have anything, as I always say, man, like we're here. We're for the people. Like, we are not of the BS. Like, we are of you all. So if you have a funny Black History moment, Paul, he, reciting his lines of "I have a dream," like as he's brushing his teeth for who, I don't know, but he's just getting them lines right, baby. Do you have like a story of Black History Month? Maybe you used to do something at your church, or maybe you messed up a line or two here or there, or you got somebody confused. It's a safe space here, man. We'll get these jokes off. So leave a comment to us, send us an email. Anything, man. Like we're very interactive. We're not those guys. So once again, episode 23, No Color Thick Skin podcast. My name is El Rey, and this is my buddy Paul. Thanks, guys. It's been a wild one. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.